something. Didn't really mention the bans. It was Lifestealer and Sven taken out by Serenity, and Nyx Queen of paiN banned by paiN. You think there's any world where Serenity are thinking about an anti-mage?
Any world where Serenity are thinking about an anti-mage? Well, I mean, as you said, Storm, right? So it definitely comes into your mind. They have the 10th pick, but they have two supports that are kind of bad versus it. And they are taking their Kunkka early, so you know what? You might be right. Because they're leaving the carry pick for last.
Yeah. And Kunkka is another great option against the Storm. Just more follow-up with torrents and whatnot once you get that initial setup.
It is still kind of obnoxious to try and use the X to catch a Storm Spirit, though. It's not exactly the best.
Yeah, the X is not great, but he still fits in that kind of CC chain. Like one Nightmare. You got one more link.
Yeah, and he's a real bully in the laning stage, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we've seen that now. Time and time again. paiN Gaming.
So, Mars. Lots of teams went for the Mars versus the Centaur Warrunner.
Yeah, lock him in.
Make sure that he can't globally help people. We know Mars Dark Willow is very good. Looks like the go-to pick here.
Could also do something like the Tide. A little cooldown reliant, but Kraken pretty good against all these disables.
Mars doesn't have the best auras to help out someone like a Storm Spirit.
Yeah, I think they could definitely use a frontliner that's just big and in the way. Like Mars is really good for that setup and the catch, but he's kind of one and done.
Legion too.
Hey, that's something.
With the press the attack to just keep the Storm Spirit going.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. I take Bristle instead.
Wellis wants it again. He liked last game.
Well, with CM, it's definitely appealing. That's another really good combo. Super mana hungry hero.
Man. True. He's actually helping out both lanes pretty damn well. Now they're just missing like the Alk is the other hero I always think of with the Crystal Maiden Aura just being completely busted with it. But we are looking for a position 1 hero for paiN. And someone who can lane versus the Centaur. The Monkey King used to be the classic. It's just not as great as it used to be anymore. Does Ursa fit the bill here? That would put them... I mean, Storm's good late game, but Ursa would kind of unnecessarily put them on a bit of a timer, I feel like. Ban a Bloodseeker. Interesting one. Seen a couple teams opting for him.
Okay. I mean, is this not an obvious AM ban here? I mean, whether you think Serenity won it or not, that just seems like the scariest carry to me right now against the Storm Spirit. Maybe I'm overhyping it, but...
No, it is a pretty good AM game because they just don't have great catch form outside of... unless they went for something that has some control here. Similar logic in the Slark, I suppose, though. AM isn't a free win or anything, though. It's still a hard game, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
He has pretty good supports in terms of the bane for the laning phase, and then the Xiao Shaman can probably help quite a bit because it's a Centaur in the other lane, and likely to be in a 1v1 versus Bristle, which Centaur doesn't win, but he can survive. Not quite as well as the Mars did last game, though. His lane actually looks a little bit worse, I would say. Probably have to creep cut a lot. No reserve time left here for paiN. What do you got, guys?
Team Serenity's turn to pick.
A Razor. So they're going for the 2 hard lane wins. With the Bristle lane and the Razor lane. So the Razor probably going mid versus the Kunkka, I suppose, and then they'll just side lane the Storm.
Yeah. So that's another one of those matchups. I mean, Razor should win.
Oh, actually, never mind. The Razor's going to go safe lane versus the Centaur, and they're going to put the Storm mid versus the Kunkka.
Okay.
So they need a hero that can lane versus Bristleback and Dark Willow. And it's the AM. I mean, you're right, though. Once the Razor comes out, it's kind of like, huh, okay, now we definitely want a blinking hero.
Yeah, I don't get the Razor. I mean, I sort of see, I get against the Centaur, but you have to be considering the anti-mage as an option. And now what? Like I look at this and it feels like paiN just got out drafted. They have almost no stuns. I mean, you've got Ice Cube, you've got Willow Brambles, you got Vortex, but very finicky kind of disables. You don't have this really amazing team fight. And now your Storm Spirit's going to have to deal with an anti-mage counter. So you don't have that kind of, well, our Storm just has to get to X critical mass and then we win. You're on a little bit more of a delicate timer against the anti-mage. In ultra late game, you're not having a good time.
And you always have that thought in the back of your head during every team fight of like, where's the mana void?
Yeah.
Constantly.
You know, I like the concept of like the CM with the Storm and the Bristle and that kind of stuff, but you know, you look at the team fight breakdown, and I just feel like Serenity have so many more options. You can take objectives with that Shadow Shaman. A lot of ways to start fights, too. That's the other thing I really like. So much initiation. One Nightmare, one Hex, and they've got so many ways to follow up.
I think if you dropped both teams into the middle of a game and everyone was level 15, then I'd rather be on the side of Team Serenity. But I think these lanes are going to look really good for paiN.
That is true. That's like the... Except for the Storm. I don't think he's going to have a great lane. He's going to be spending a lot of time in the jungle, which is okay.
Which is where he wants to be anyway.
Yeah, it's okay.
Farm faster.
But it's not like Serenity can't hunt. You know, this strikes me as a pretty good sort of 4+1.
They can hunt eventually, but they can't really hunt before levels, like before 10 minutes. His first 10 minutes should be pretty free in the jungle.
However, I do think paiN is looking like the better team based on what we saw in game number 1.
Maybe it was just the power of being on Radiant. You ever think of that?
Well, I considered it.
Oh, I see you got the flags on the right side. Look at you go.
I'm learning. You see, I'm
Yeah.
growing. We're all doing it together. I don't know. I don't know if Radiant would have been enough to save Raji in game 1. But I hear you.
All right, LD. Relax.
Well, this is the summit, so they're just trying to give LDs some love.
They're cursing. Hope LD will get on the couch today. Of course, we won't know because we won't miss it.
I don't. I hope he gets on the couch tomorrow when I can actually watch.
Yeah, very true.
But agreed. I want to hear some LDZ.
Yeah. They get the early word up top here from Serenity, so they know that the Razor is here. And they're coming into him. They're intentionally laning versus him, right? He can play around with the counter spell, potentially. The Razor somehow manages to link that. That would be bad. They're doing the swap. They're saying, yeah, this isn't what we want. We want Razor versus Centaur. And they know the Razor left. So they probably know the swap's coming. But they will get their Bristle up top.
Indeed it is. TRC heading to that bottom lane.
I like the storm laugh. All right. What shenanigans we got here? Dark Willow's going to TP up top, so she's playing. With the Bristle, he's spotted by the Observer. They're going for the instant kill onto Dark Willow. Oh, surprise.
You were never going to
Surprise!
Damn, and the deny. What a gamer.
The aggro tri-lane with the anti-mage.
Now, they were just going for the kill, though.
Yep. Now, Raji going to head down bottom. Oh, he finds.
All right, well, this looks good for
4-4-4.
paiN then. They got away with the lane swap. Got the heroes they wanted up top. There's no stick yet on the AM. Start spamming. Get at him.
One creep, though.
Mid lane, unlikely to see any deaths. Pretty hard to pull one of these out from these heroes, right? It's just kind of like a slow burn from each end.
Yeah. Yeah. Storm's pretty good in melee matchups overall. Obviously wants to be close, drops the remnants. I think for Kunkka, it's all about those odd break points.
up top.
Oh, ZYD almost kills HFN in the mid. It was actually really close.
Yeah, he's gonna get out though. No level 2 on the Dark Willow. I thought she might take over from some of the creeps. Oh, XCJ, wait. How did he catch him? He had more move speed. He turned to brain zap him.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I actually thought he was good. I went back mid. ZYD is starting to put the pressure on, though, and this is that level 2 Tidebringer is when it starts to hurt. Once he gets 5, that's where I think Storm is pretty much relegated to the jungle.
Oh, damn ball. Battle over the Hellbear. Raji wins it. Gives him the taunt. Very nice.
The victory dance.
Gillicor's getting chased down here by XCJ. He's got the Nightmare as well as the Brain Sap. Close to enough damage. Forces out the Shadow Realm, but still. Jay wants it.
Like, Razor not dominating this matchup down bottom as much
Top.
as he'd like to.
Could be worse.
Oh, they will get the Willow.
Got him.
So there's a fight going down bottom. They're in on the Razor. Raji with the double damage. Sets it up. They need 2 more. Sticks getting popped, and they've found it. Now 4-4-4. Cleans up Raji. And I don't think PYW is going to find this return kill. No double edge yet. Not great for the Razor, though.
Yeah, not supposed to be dying in lane. Not really your jam, you know, as Razor. Just kind of hoping to dominate stuff there and not be lower level than your Crystal Maiden. But he'll figure it out, right? He gets some more points in the link. Should be pretty good. Shaman's still suffering as well.
HFN
But a full level ahead.
hanging in there in the mid lane. Has to shoot through another salve. It's one of those CS starting to stack up for Kunkka, but I think the net worth disparity, starting to grow. Gap in the regen usage for sure.
Oh, you want some of this? Eh?
And he's walking on him. ZYD getting low, but yeah, it should be okay. Has another tango after 2 and sends out some more. 4-minute rune will be top. It's a haste rune for an empty bottle Storm Spirit. HFN needs to get this.
Oh, he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. Going to try to turn and man up onto the Kunkka. ZYD gets to the high ground. Not going to win the duel. 7 HP on HFN.
Oh, that's some game-winning stuff right there. That's what that is. You need that so bad. And now he can heal up from this bottle charge, and then he's got the bounty runes coming up soon too. Could potentially go for a play there. He's just gonna use the haste rune home. I'm also fine with this play too.
Yeah.
All right, push out the wave and then just run home.
Yeah, I agreed there.
Up top, you have double sticks out here, so it's really hard to harass onto this Bane and this AM back. He's got the full wand done for the Animage now.
And 20 charges. It is going to be bounty time. Looks like Willow's going to move over. Radiant not going to get there in time. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, PYW picks it up. HFN zips in, but nice stun on 3. Link stays intact, and PYW will pay with his life. Ends up being a 3-4 Serenity spread on the bounties. paiN only grab 1.
So I guess Storm's our big winner so far. It barely has the edge over top of the Kunkka, mind you.
But still.
In fact, now Kunkka just takes it with the cleave. But like the fact that he has the solo kill and it's still that close is certainly a little worrisome, but it's clearly fine. Good stuff from HFN.
I think it speaks to how Kunkka has an advantage in the lane matchup. TRC does take a tumble down bottom. Supports, rotate in, but not able to get there in time to save him. Just get a counter kill onto Raji. So that's been the story of this bottom lane, where it feels kind of even-ish, where they're trading 1 for 1, but core for support. Bad news for that Razor. Look at where he is on the net worth. Lowest of the cores.
Yeah, not good. I mean, the hero can come back a lot better than he used to be able to, but still not where any hero really wants to be, and still not what Razor's very good at.
Yeah, it's that opportunity cost of what he can do when he's playing from ahead in terms of controlling
They should be able
the
to
game.
get this kill on PYW, though, because both supports are gone. All right, Shaman's back in the base. The Bane was helping to secure the top Arcane Rune to keep it away from the Storm Spirit for their Kunkka, so PYW is going to go down because of this.
Yep. Only way to live here is to find a spot in the trees, and couldn't quite do it. Brambles will connect, and Theo grabs credit for that one.
I mean, that would be a truly incredible
Yeah.
survival if he managed to get that one.
Up top, they get Lelis. Yep, boat set up. Very nice.
There's that arcane rune. I mean, that was denying that away from the Storm Spirit. Gave them that kill with the Kunkka rotation. Now he can come back and still threaten boat mid.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
4 to 6. Pretty even in terms of net worth. Storm wandering around. I like it when he's got Overload on. He's just carrying a chunk of lightning, dude. It's just like a lightning rock.
Ready to go. Level 3 Bane, that's juicy.
Now down bottom,
focused the
onto
shaman,
PYW again. They have the damage to kill the Centaur. Looks like it. They'll need one more from the Storm. XCJ on the other side, caught by the Brambles again. 2 down. paiN with the superior numbers. Find the advantage.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
You have Lelis still just up in the face. All right, now he's 2 in the face though. As ZYD shows up.
Like I say,
And,
we've
they
seen
won
this
the-
movie. We know
Yeah.
how it ends, and they're gonna go for it again. Trying to turn his back, but down he goes. Raji falls elsewhere. It's like he's hanging down in the danger zone at the bottom.
Yeah, TRC gets the kill. A solid 164 gold bounty. Not the best, but
I don't know, dude. I'm a little nervous for paiN right now. They're in okay shape, but these lanes aren't balling as hard as I thought they might. It stayed within that kind of 1K net worth advantage. XCJ up top is going to throw his body away. And they will probably get this tier 1 down bottom, but AM is getting enough space that I feel kind of nervous. You know, another 10 minutes, and I think Oddjit will be coming online.
yeah,
I mean,
the
is
fact
this
that,
enough?
oh yeah.
444. Centaur
I think,
might trade his life.
Oh, I definitely thought he was dead there, but they couldn't get the Bramble.
No, now AM's
oh,
here.
that's not good.
Mana Void interrupts the TP. They've got it. PYW barely survives. And Theo on the run might still live, and looks like it.
I think they were hoping to get a couple kills.
Tower is under attack.
I think they were hoping to get a couple kills on the Centaur with the Razor, and then try and transition that into a 1v1, and then go pressure using the Bristleback and just keep bullying the AM. But
Radiant structures
Oh, did you
are
cut out again?
fortified.
I think it's time for a hardware upgrade, friendo. Oh, mid. HFN. TP gonna be close, and he makes it. Wow, couldn't get in range for that Hex. Super close one for the Storm Spirit. 10-minute bounties down bottom. paiN gonna make a stand. Looking like it will go 3 for paiN. Serenity do get a singleton up top. Of course, that also means Tomes coming out, so we'll start to see some ultimates now on the field.
Radiant's bottom tower has
Finally grabbed that tier 1 in the bottom lane. Took the Dire a little bit longer to finish it off than I thought, perhaps, but Lelis, again, pushing forward. This Bristleback doesn't really have much in the inventory. Thinking about a potential Vanguard, I don't think they'll have the damage with just these 2 heroes, but with Kunkka here, we've seen this rotation a number of times now, and Lelis, down he goes. Fear pushes him right back to safety. Thank you, Willow.
I figured it out. Sorry, guys.
That's good. Now HFN zipping around. He figures out the combination to get the kill onto XCJ.
That was actually not the Mixer's fault. That was my fault.
Oh.
User error.
Oh.
Radiant's middle
I think.
tower is under attack.
I hope so. I was finagling some bagels, and clearly did something.
Oh, I could go for a bagel. We had steak
Man, I
and
really
eggs for
could.
breakfast.
Not gonna lie.
I want some carbs.
Get them India.
The
All
carb
right.
monkey's scratching on my back, man.
So what do we? What have I missed here? We got
HFN
some-
survived a gank mid.
Beautiful.
Bristleback died again. I think this Bristles game is just done, dude. He has died solo up top like 4 times.
It's just over, eh?
In the exact. All right, he's died 3 times in the exact same spot. Basically, like, hey, there's a tower here. Maybe I can pressure it. Kunkka rotates and just obliterates him. So, I mean, yeah, it's 12 minutes, and he's sort of almost got Vanguard. So you do the math on that one.
Yeah, he's a bit of a sitting duck, too, against this Kunkka. Like, once you get the levels rolling, oh my god, that cleave actually almost hit the Ola core unintentionally. They placed the ward down in the camp trying to get a free kill. Not going to find it, though.
Kaya is up on the Storm Spirit, so he's making some progress. I think the Storm is doing quite well. Razor is not doing poorly, but I'd say a fairly unremarkable performance. You know, he's been involved in a lot of skirmishes, but feels like Serenity are getting away with a lot right now. This AM has his Demon Edge now. Mid lane.
They really want this kill in AM, though.
It's a pretty decent fear into the Brambles. AM down low, but just blinks back.
What a counter spell.
Now on the other side, PYW catches Theo in the back line. XCJ grabs Storm Spirit, but interrupted. Big ulti from 444. This Crystal Maiden is doing it as now Raji gets brought down. PYW in pretty deep. Ajit thinking about a Mana Void, but can't get it. Now he falls. It's paiN Gaming all day, a 2 for 4, and they'll grab this tier 1. A much-needed fight for them. Pretty small swing, but they're looking for another. They jump in onto ZYD, and HFN finds the kill. Very nice.
That's really good. The final blow right onto that Kunkka, too, and HFN, as you said, is the one that gets the kill. Oh, baby.
Yep. Storm's got 1,300 gold now.
This is why Storm is a first phase ban, though. Because the hero is just so ridiculous.
Like, he had the worst possible initiation, right? Think about what other hero can just initiate onto someone and get... He got countered by the counterspell, the AM blinked out, and somehow they still win that team fight. Because of how hard it is to punish Storm Spirit. Kind of dumb. You know, you think any other hero that blinks in and tries to hex somebody and it gets reflected on them, they just die. Storm's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, the Battle Fury is almost out, so Ajit hasn't quite come online yet. He doesn't have the treads, so it actually isn't the best timing. Still a long ways from over, although paiN have now taken the momentum. Biggest lead yet this game, about 3K net worth. Oh,
Raji's doing the old
like this.
ancient stack farm.
Yep.
Unfortunately, he's not getting them all. They're giving them into the AM.
So I like this play. Using the Rost Awards to secure some farm and XP for the team. Sharing is caring here.
Except they didn't give them all the AM. I thought they would.
Nope, they really split it up.
I just needed one more, guys. Give me my Battle Fury. Help me help you.
Yeah, that might be a situation where it would have been worth it to pool it to the AM, I say. Void Stone.
Well, as you can see, he's nervous about going into another tower like that. Instantly TP's up top instead. Does not want to get caught by the Kunkka. Tries to force the bounty rune in their favor up there.
Zip. Long range in onto PYW. Kunkka, though, trying to break this up. Boat will actually hit Theo. Stampede used defensively as the Razor joins. And Serenity will just make it out. Lelis diving under tower against a Kunkka can be a risky proposition. But without Boat, I guess, feels a little bit more safe. They do force the glyph.
This is one thing we don't talk about a lot, though, is the way that paiN put that ward down during that team fight. Because that was a nighttime battle, and the Zip comes in from the storm, and he puts down that Observer ward. And that allowed them to assess the situation and get out of there, right? If it was only 2 heroes or something, and they know that, they can turn and get the kill. And some teams might have tried to turn that around and been like, wow, we have so many heroes, we can clearly win this. But they just saw that in the position they were in, they weren't going to win that fight thanks to that ward. So the situation could have been worse for them. Much like it is for 444 in the mid.
Yep, pretty easy catch there. Raji now getting chased down into the tree line. Should be a pretty easy pickup the other way for paiN. Now those trade supports. It's like trading
That's a
Pokemon
haste run
cards, man.
For HFN, though.
Haste.
And they have some vision in here.
Here I am.
After PYW.
Storm pretty low on mana, though.
Yeah.
And there's a blink on Centaur, so. He's rather mobile.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I have to say, I've tried. Oh, Fiend's Grip mid. Wow. Okay, he's dead, guys.
Yep.
Maybe?
Rost Awards, follow up Kunkka Boat. They hit him with the whole kitchen sink.
Oh my God.
Okay. They'll pull him back, don't worry.
He still dies, but jeez.
Raji on the other side is distracting the rest of paiN.
That was an all chat for sure. That was the literal 4 alts to kill, question mark. That was a pub. You know that guy's typing something. I got gripped, I got ward trapped, I got man avoided, and I got boated. All solo. I mean, that's when you always just respond, oh shit, a talking ghost. That's my favorite comeback to dead people talking.
That is a really good one. I got to start using that.
That's my quality one.
I think those moments are one of the few times that I do actually all chat. When it's like a 1 for 5 and I'm playing position 5. Like, kill the dazzle. It's like, all right, you got me, guys. I'll give it to you. Credit where credit is due. But you lost.
Bristol's right back at it. Still
Yeah.
protecting that tier 1 mid.
Lelis is fearless this game. And
You do have to be. You know, you feed sometimes, but you have to have that threat as the bristleback, or else you're never going to be able to bait properly.
yeah.
Right? Like, they just all walked away. He could have just died there. They don't know that, though.
Well, TRC
Down
down
bot.
bottom. He does have a BKB. It's a 10-second charge, so probably able to fight. Anti-Mage needs to be a little careful now. Fear from the Willow. Big damage. Oh, what a great nightmare.
What a nightmare.
Saves Jit. Now PYW maybe in too deep. paiN still sticking around, though. Stampede gets used. Boat does fly through. Razor, a little low on HP. Lelis continuing to dive. Another nightmare from XCJ. Kind of reveals his positioning, though, and now the Razor's found him. Brain Sap brings the Razor kind of low, but he's got no support. The entire paiN squad converge.
Is under attack.
Now HFN has a BKB as well.
Well, pretty good BKB debut for the Razor, I have to say.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Great way to use your 10-second charge. And now
I can't believe
Willa.
they almost got that kill in the AM. They were so close off that fear. I'm surprised they even kept going for it. Like, that's such a hard kill to try and get.
Yeah. Sick nightmare.
Indeed.
Interesting assortment of blades that this anti-mage is using. Just one golden basher, not both. Meanwhile,
Stylized, you know? You only
XCJ.
have one Manta, you have one Basher. Makes sense. Not buying 2 Bashers.
Oh, I see. So he's gone lore appropriate.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with here, I think.
The Manta offhand. Oh, yeah, that is the Manta style. You're right. The golden bashers are just so cool, though. That's one of my favorite cosmetics I don't have.
I like the Manta. I think the Manta one just looks too
Radiant's
perfect.
courier
Yeah. Oh, the courier. Lelis grabs it. On the other side, they get 444, but not over yet. paiN still continuing to pursue.
Not really worth diving here for HFN. He'll start something onto a Centaur. All right, there. The allies are here.
Stampede into the bramble maze. That ain't gonna do her.
Dire's structures are fortified.
His vision has been very good in this bottom jungle area. They were able to scout out the entirety of that fight with that little ward behind the tower, which I'll take that. In the bottom, and now they're pressuring into this one. They really want the Aegis, and with the double BKB, you would think that they're the ones who are going to win that fight, especially versus this Kunkka. Because ZYD is a very scary hero right now for sure, with his ulti and with the Radiance, but through the BKBs, you know. Kunkka, it's a very obvious setup. You know when it's coming. And they have the medallion now complete for Bristle too, so they want it.
Big fight in the mid. Serenity overstepping their bounds outside of the base. They lose 2 straight away. No buybacks available except for the Centaur, who's up in a couple of seconds anyway. No glyph for the Radiant either. This will be at least a tier 3. Probably a lane of barracks if they can get creeps. Backdoor protection kicks in. They will finish off the tower, though. I think paiN probably going to hang around. Tower up top does get pushed by the anti-mage. It does give him buyback gold. And paiN will make the call to retreat. Open up the shrines now.
Yeah, it's not worth forcing anything there, right? With it, once your BKBs are down, you don't want to go for the racks. You just want to get potential shrine opening, and you want Roche. They're so low on mana, though, that they don't even want to try and fight on the Radiant high ground, which is definitely a good call. ERC's been having a pretty good game, though. Considering how bad his game started, he's now top of the net worth. He's got 8 kills. I like his build, too. Just very simple.
He has really recovered. You're certainly right. Raji in the mid. Probably going to go down. No, he makes it to the high ground, and they don't want to pursue into the base. Thought that cursed crown might be enough. Yeah, you're definitely right. TRC, nothing flashy here, but just some great value items, good survivability, some movement speed.
And he's got the same last as the Storm Spirit, which I think is pretty impressive.
Yeah. And the AM has not really pulled away. He's only up by like 20 CS or something. 30 CS. But this is when things get a little bit scarier. Anti-Mage does have the Battle Fury and the Manta Style. So he does have that power to just destroy your mana pool, say goodbye with that Mana Void. Going to hand Roche over, so that will be an Aegis for the Storm Spirit, despite getting bashed at the end. But AM also does grab that Tier 1 tower, and now trying to pick up this Ancient Stack.
Yeah, he's going to get the head out of there, though.
Yeah.
I think the scary thing for Serenity right now is if paiN managed to take the mid set of racks using this Aegis, though, because you need that Mana Void to just blow up the AM, or sorry, blow up the Storm Spirit. That's the goal, but you have to do it twice with the Aegis, so it's going to be a difficult one. They have to try and play around these BKBs and try and catch them after. See if they can force them out, drive them back, and then see if they can use the catch of the Centaur and the Kunkka to try and keep the fight going in their favor post BKB.
Serenity grouped
They'll
up
take
in
the
top.
less valuable of the 2 shrines first.
Yeah. Interesting positioning from Serenity. Are they looking to push tier 3s here? Like what? Very aggressive movement.
They're dodging Aegis. They saw the majority of them were down bottom. They're hoping to catch somebody. Raji almost gets a grab on HFN. But I don't even know if they would have had the damage between the 3 of them.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They have smoke on the CM if 444 wants to try and lead something to maybe catch some of these friendly heroes, but I think they just have a very good read on what paiN's up to, because they're still managed to get farm right now, which is pretty impressive considering the situation they're in.
Yeah.
AM is under vision here, that ward spotting him out. Now might be the time to smoke, but they have to catch some of these wards that are still left in the Radiant high ground that they're all passing through.
Bounty's on the way here, 10 seconds. See if paiN actually commit for this shrine. It is up, so it can be a little scary.
AM's going for the bottom ones. Storm will be there.
HFN's going to beat him to it.
Regeneration.
So Orchid comes out a little bit late as he did go for the BKB first. Already a Manta style on AM.
Does let him clear up either support, though. The Shaman or the Bane just dead.
True.
And all 4 bounties just keeping the lead going. TRC opting for the Butterfly next if he can get there. Help himself versus the AM's damage. Already has the BKB for the Kunkka.
Things slowing down a little bit.
I wouldn't mind AC either. I think it'd be okay. Helps out a little bit with the ulti. But Butterfly is super solid too. Gotta stay alive for the ulti to work.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
Alright, Ajit, is there anything better than a Basher? Can he... Like, some of these AMs have been getting a BKB a little earlier when it seems necessary.
Is this the game, though? I still kind of like Basher. He thinks Butterfly, potentially, which is great against Storm and the Razor, so I think warranted.
Yeah, Evasion is one of those things that maybe, like, naturally it doesn't sound that good versus Storm Spirit, but in reality, that's where most of his damage comes from. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Helps out your illusions a lot too.
Yep. Can still go Basher afterwards. Aegis, minute and a half left. Pulling back now into the bristleback. Leeless. As the back turned, they actually commit a Fiend's Grip for this. Now the fear
Storm's
from
not
Willow.
here.
He's on the way, though. Kind of an awkward fight. Maybe that's why Serenity wanted to try to force this. ZYD does have to BKB. That's the 10-second charge.
Well, that was quite terrible for Serenity because they didn't force out any of the BKBs on the Dire side. All they got was the Razor ulti.
And what's that, 60-second cooldown? Not a big deal.
No.
Glyph has cooled down now. paiN pressing forward. AM does just right-click the BKB, feeling the incoming pressure and wants to have something to make a stand. UIW jumps in. Ajit follows up. That's Aegis. Does cost him the AM ulti, though, and his BKB now. Storm back to life. Zips in. Tries to finish off the Centaur. Doesn't quite grab him, but will finally finish it. Buyback now from the Centaur. Glyph used, and paiN might sound the retreat.
Oh,
Great Yules on the Centaur as he blinks in. Dark Realm keeps the Willow alive. PYW dies back. Raji also falls. Looks like it could be paiN's fight as now XCJ goes down. 3 on the sideline. No buybacks.
My God. Enemy has vision. Yeah, you're right, dude. They got a ward right there, and you got busted. Holy, that was the best play of the game. That was going to be a 3 or 4 man stomp, and there was potential for follow-up.
Yep.
What a Yules.
And now that'll be mid lane of Barracks. No outer towers standing, so paiN looking to do some crippling damage here. Force another BKB out of ZYD. Tier 3 still stays standing, and paiN a little bit low on gas. Will back up now that these respawns have come. Anti-Mage blinks forward. Maybe a kill on Storm, and he's got him. Pops the Pinata and gets a double. Now Leeless on the run. Ajit maybe looking to pursue. No, goes back the other way. They found a Crystal Maiden. Triple kill now for the Anti-Mage. He did not buy back.
Okay. 1 lane of Rax. Trading for a triple kill in this situation, and then AM, who had just bought his his BKB, as we were kind of discussing that it's been more common, and sometimes you just need it for the fight. I think it was probably the correct call here, right? He did need it in that first bit of the engagement, and now he has it for just moving across the map because they've gotten back out of the base now. With those kills, he can keep a lane push, you would think, indefinitely with his BKB.
Yeah, I see what you mean. It puts that threat of, like, is it even worth trying to gank this AM now, knowing that he has Manta BKB? Very hard to lock down. And he still isn't that far off the butterfly, right? 2,700 gold. So he's going to move into that next big item pretty soon. I'm with you on that. Seems like it was a good choice. Now defense mid.
Problem is the rest of his team is still vulnerable, so they need to get out. Like, you can see Asha's trying to run interference there to make sure they can't just instantly chase after ZYD.
And XCJ gets popped.
God. You know how much damage that Bristle I did? Like plus 300 damage. Raji, you're crazy.
He makes it.
Dire are scanning.
Ooh, ZYD caught out here. Has a BKB.
Let's have
They
a
have to
TP
try and
as
chain him.
well. And not going to work out. That was a tough one.
Unlucky find.
Centaur grabbing bounties all day. That is 4 for Serenity. Still a pretty big gold deficit, but that makes a dent.
It's been a very good past couple of minutes, right? You get a triple kill on your AM. Sure, you lose lane to Rax. That is definitely not good, but triple kill on your AM into 4 bounty runes is quite good.
And now Ajit very comfortably #1 on net worth. This is where I saw you, Twitch chat. We're not on a delay. AM counters Storm low. You're about to see what we're talking about.
Well, I mean, it is kind of a double-edged sword, right? It goes both ways because the Storm can just always catch you, but this is obviously an issue.
I think always is a bit of a strong word. Once you have 4 or 5 items on AM, it's pretty tough.
Yeah, but once Storm has items, he just is essentially infinite chase and mana, right? That's the point where it turns. Like, AM can always just dunk you and kill you, but you're also one of the best heroes at catching these really annoying blinkers like Tinker and whatnot.
I mean, that is true. Big fight in the base now, though. A great fear from the Willow. Pushes back the Radiant. Kills Raji. He'll buy back now. BKB used by HFN. And
He's
a
out of
great
mana.
ulti from 444. Now AM jumps in. Does get the kill onto the Willow by proxy. HFN will also fall. Does not have enough mana to zip. Oddjet a little bit low. BKB about to expire. Now needs to be somewhat careful. Makes it back up to the high ground. XCJ a little bit left behind. Razor giving him the whips and we'll finish him off. Seems like they don't have a great answer to this Razor now. TRC, very tanky, hard to bring down. Oddjet jumps in. Kind of lucky to live there. The Frostbite was actually on the illusion. Now Lelis in the back line, putting so much pressure on. AM jumps back in onto the CM. No mana pool. 444 will get brought down. Meanwhile, on the other side, Lelis, hexed up, was shackled. I'll have the damage this time, I think.
This will probably wind up being relatively even in the end, right? We're going to go back down to close to 12, 13k, yeah.
Yeah, they did get the melee barracks down bottom, so it's not much of a hold for Serenity. They do kind of clean it up, but they use another buyback on the bane.
I think 2, right?
The Shadow
yeah.
Shaman there too. Yeah, so 2 buybacks, 3 now on cooldown. But if they get Roche off this, dare I say it might be worth.
I mean, they're still not dead. They haven't lost the game, so...
Yeah, it's one of these classic, like, if paiN get Roche with Aegis Cheese and a Storm Spirit, I don't know. And now Serenity might not even be able to finish it off. I think
He's got the mana cooldown. I don't know if he said that. The mana void cooldown is there now for Ajit. So he's got the 20-seconder.
Okay.
Which means the Aegis isn't even really safe for Storm anymore.
Fair point. Bristle back down. They are going to move forward with a smoke. Looking for an angle to initiate. It's PYW in the front lines with the Glimmer Cape. They'll follow up. Ajit jumps in onto the CM, and they grab her, but in the back line, they lose the Bane as Storm jumps in. Anti-Mage trying to defend his team, but the BKB'd Storm Spirit will be hard for him to bring down. HFN jumps into the trees, back out, looking for Raji, and gets him. AM with the Mana Void, though, pops HFN, and now Ajit's on the run. He's lost 2 of his teammates already. No, actually 3, so it's just him and PYW. A 2-on-2. Fairly even trade means Serenity get the advantage because they're so far behind. It's about a 12k swing in favor of Serenity. Buybacks coming now. Lelis already used his. ZYD back in the fray. Storm does have a buyback, so perhaps why paiN are feeling a bit confident here, but this is what they need to be worried about. Mana Void does a lot of damage. They get the Razor, and now they get the Bristle as they pull him back, or at least they should. AM runs the other way.
He's hard to track down. They have a Force Staff on the Centaur.
All right, there's the buyback on the Razor now. Anti-Mage, nice Force Staff, pushes him out onto the edge. And he will live. PYW now going to get brought down by the Bristle. What a ridiculous string of events.
The Arcane Rune Bristle XD.
Yeah, right? So, but with that buyback on the Razor,
No idea.
it is more economic damage. He's got the BKB, and this does pull paiN out of the Roche pit. However, it will be a 5v4. They know the Centaur's die-backed. But only for 15, so actually he will have a buyback coming. So we're going to have a 5v5 around the pit potentially. About 5 seconds on Centaur.
I'm just taking his freebie. Godlike now.
We're not out of this fight yet.
Instant buybacks on both sides. They know how important this Roche is. But remember, Serenity have to deal with that lane pressure. Bottom coming in quickly. Roche now falling fast, down below
Anti-Mage
1,000
is the only
HP.
person with a buyback in the entire game. Oh, now CM has one.
And he might just need it. Raji gets wards down, kind of a waste. Now they're going to jump in onto the Bane. Both supports on the sideline. This is where Serenity have overcommitted. They couldn't contest in the pit, and now they're way out of position. PYW on the sideline. That's a quick dieback on him. It will be a 2v6. If you factor in this Aegis. Ajit looking for the godlike play. Can't finish off the Storm. Rough way for this one to end for Serenity. But paiN knocking on the door to get these megas. Glyph is still standing for Serenity.
Storm is just so far back. He's like, yeah, I don't want any part of this.
Thanks.
Oh, Aegis is on the Razor. So, yes,
Yeah.
Storm needs to be pretty careful.
I agree. Tip up TRC, man. Great game.
Yeah, he's played very well. Hex onto him. What could be the final hold here? Ajit, BKB on. Looking for a target. Kunkka getting pushed back. AM with the Mana Void doesn't do much. And now it's probably going to cost him. He falls. Buy back. They get the Aegis. Support starting to respawn. paiN still in pretty hard. And AM just locked down. They've got the crowd controls now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
paiN with a great performance.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
He just dugs the Willow.
Yeah.
Radiant's ancient is under attack.
Yeah, I think they had solutions to handle the Storm. At the end, they didn't have solutions for the Razor. It's sort of hard to contextualize here because he didn't really do anything flashy. Like you said, he just stayed in lane. A little bit of a slow start. They're just going to focus down the throne. It looks like HFN does actually get popped, but Razor focuses the objectives, wins them the game. Just cool, calm, and collected play, man. Get your farm,
He
get
looked
your kit.
really good. I have to say.
Sometimes consistency is better than flashy. Just in the right place at the right time. Rough game for the paiN. 0-14-11. I guess not terribly surprising. Storm Spirit is pretty good at picking on your Banes, your Shadow Shamans. But boy, could you see it.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer in the old the Storm. I get the first hard, the first pick and first bans.
Yeah.
Theolacor, amazing Dark Willow. Still think this hero's very good and just has such a cool toolkit. So many good options you can do. Cast note spells every team fight. You got like 3 really good spells, plus you have 2 ultis for some reason. Not sure why that's a thing, but it is. So, quality stuff. No wonder he's at 16 level. What, Dota Plus? Just spamming this thing.
Yeah.
What was the hero damage from TRC? He did almost as much as the Bristle. That is crazy.
That
Like,
is
these
crazy.
passive damage AoE heroes between the Bristle and the Razor just helping to carry this through, and HFN just finishing people off.
Yeah. All right. Well, up next, we will get to see Serenity again. It's sort of a cool little schedule we've got over here. I believe it's J-Storm versus Serenity next. And then after that, our final series that we're covering here on the remote stream will be J-Storm versus Complexity. So we'll get to see back-to-back Serenity and then back-to-back J-Storm. Should be a fair bit of fun.
Looks like it's J-Storm's first game of the day, too, so we'll just be waiting on Serenity.
Okay, so I'm sure that they'll get at least a 15-minute break, something like that. Glancing at standings, just to give you all a quick verbal update, J-Storm and Complexity, both in the bottom, so there are 6 teams, and I believe all 6 teams do move on to the bracket phase. Top 2 start in the winners' finals, and then lower 4 start in elimination lower bracket. So top 2 is really what you're playing for here. And I think J-Storm and Complexity guaranteed cannot get top 2. Serenity is probably on the cusp now. Good stuff for paiN Gaming, though.
Woo!
All right, we're taking a break, and then we're going to come back, boys and girls. Thanks for joining us here on the B stream. We're having some fun. Hopefully you are too. J-Storm versus Serenity up next.